one.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to Morning with the Oys. I am Miss Choi.
And I'm Miss Joy.
And this is our dear friend Keiko. And this is Cooper. Today, like every day of Morning with the Oys, we're going to start with 3 collective breaths to settle into the morning. So find yourself in your very comfy seat. And today I want us to think about it being springtime and, you know, the moisture in the air and the sun is out. So we start to see little flowers blooming all around. So think of yourself today as like a little plant grounded down into the earth. Feel your sit bones grounding down, the roots reaching down to the earth, and the top of your head is reaching up to the sky like a flower, reaching for the sun. And we're going to take 3 collective breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Let it go. Biggest one yet. Inhale and release. And then take a moment checking in with yourself. How are you feeling today? What are the 2 words that describe what you're feeling? Today I am feeling motivated and calm.
Today I am feeling relaxed and active.
So what we were realizing, we were talking about what are we going to do with Morning with the Boys. We were realizing throughout the last couple weeks there's been a lot of feelings.
So many feelings.
So many feelings. All these feelings have been coming up and they've been coming and they've been changing and, you know, sometimes they just sneak up on you. I noticed that I was starting to feel worried sometimes. Worried for my students, worried for my loved ones, worried for the health of our community.
I notice that sometimes, and from speaking with my students, that a lot of us are sometimes feeling scared. Scared that we might get the virus, scared that one of our family members might get the virus, and what to do if that happens. So I know a lot of people have been feeling scared.
And then I've been practicing a lot of yoga because yoga helps me ground myself, and I noticed that yoga helps me feel calm. So remembering to take my deep breaths and practicing that yoga has helped bring me back to calm and centered.
I noticed, I'm very lucky that I get to live with my best friend and my friend Adam, and we get 2 dogs. So I noticed that when we're playing games or when Cooper is doing something funny like chasing his tail or being scared of a cardboard box, I feel joy, and it makes me feel very happy and joyful.
Me too. It brings a lot of joy to our lives. Yesterday I found myself, it just snuck up on me and I didn't even see it coming, but I found myself feeling very sad. I was really missing my students and really thinking about like all those feelings of like being separate from them, and I really started to feel sadness, and it actually brought me to tears. And I was really lucky because I have a really good friend who told me that it's okay to feel all the things. So I just allowed myself to feel sad and to cry, and I felt a lot better afterwards.
See, Cooper's scared of cardboard. I sometimes have caught myself feeling very nervous. Nervous for how long we're going to have to stay in shelter in place, or nervous for how long the virus is going to be around our community and our families, and just nervous for what's to come, for what's not to come.
And then kind of like what Ms. Joy was saying is you have these moments of just pure joy and happiness. So happy is a thing that's also been coming up a lot lately, and part of it is the connection from other people. Like yesterday I was feeling sad and I received in the mail these beautiful letters from some of my students, and it really reminded me that your words really are powerful, because it completely shifted my entire afternoon, and I just felt so loved, and it brought so much happiness. But we've also been fostering our own happy by intentionally having dance parties and playing with our puppies and getting out and going for walks when we can. So definitely been feeling the happy.
And I sometimes have caught myself feeling anger, anger towards people who aren't taking this seriously, who aren't having social distance and keeping 6 feet away from people, who aren't staying in their home and going out a lot. So sometimes I feel anger towards people who aren't following the rules or making this community safer for us.
And sometimes when we have all these feelings and they just sneak up and they come at different times, sometimes it's hard to deal with all the emotions and feelings, but I'm so glad my friend had said, like, it's okay to feel all of the feelings. So we don't have to hide them, we don't have to bottle them up, but you can feel them, and it's completely okay, and deal with them in the way that you need to. And it actually reminded us of one of our favorite books that is a really great book that we have the privilege of reading to you today. It's called On's Anger by Gail Silver and illustrated by Christian Cromer. On's Anger. On was in the living room building a tower, the tallest tower he'd ever built. His grandfather was in the kitchen making dinner.
On, grandfather called out. Dinner is ready. On added a yellow block and smiled. The tower was almost as tall as he was. Now the red one, On whispered, placing a red block on the very top.
Koopy, you love this book. Thank you. Grandfather came in from the kitchen. What a wonderful tower. It's not done yet, On told him. Come sit down, Grandfather said. You can play more after we eat. He set the plates on the table and returned to On, who was balancing a green block on top of the red one. Put your blocks down now, said Grandfather. Dinner is getting cold.
On wanted to keep playing. He opened his mouth to speak, but his bottom lip quivered, and the words wouldn't come. On's eyes filled with tears, and he started to cry.
Grandfather tried to put his arm around On, but On pushed him away, knocking the tower over and sending the blocks flying. Go away! I hate you, On shouted. You're upset, said Grandfather. Please go to your room and sit with your anger. I'll come in when you're calm and able to talk.
On ran to his room and leapt onto his bed. His cries grew so strong he could feel them all the way down in his belly. How do I sit with my anger? He wondered. I'm so angry, angry, angry.
Finally, said a voice, I was hoping you would notice me. On lifted his head and came face to face with a hairy, red creature.
Who are you? Asked On. And how did you get into my room? I'm your anger, said the creature. You brought me here.
My anger? The anger nodded. Did Grandfather see you come in? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Don't worry, On, I'm not a stranger. I'm the part of you that comes out when things don't go your way. I'm right here every time you get angry. I know you feel scared when I'm around, and I can make you cry and want to hit things. I can even make you say mean things to people you love. On's anger started to turn the knob of the bedroom door. Come on, he said, I'll show you. On was tempted, but Grandfather had said to stay in his room. Wait, On called. Maybe we can do something in here. On's anger turned and extended his hairy hand. I know just the thing, he said.
On took his anger's hand, and together they danced all around the room. They raised their arms overhead and spun wide circles. They used their breath to make sounds like a strong, howling wind. They got down on their knees and pounded the ground with their hands. It sounded like they were playing drums on the earth, and On liked that. Finally, they were exhausted and ready to be still.
On and his anger sat together silently. They sat, they breathed it in, they breathed it out.
And they sat some more.
I don't like to say mean things to people, said On, but sometimes I can't help it. I can help you, said his anger. How can you help? I I thought you were the one who was making me do all these things in the first place. That's true, but I'm also your friend. Whenever you feel angry, you should come sit with me. After we spend some time together, you might feel better. Spending time with you is kind of fun, An said. Do you want to stay for dinner? I think I'll be gone for dinner, said his anger. Are you sure? asked An. We're having ice cream for dessert. An's anger smiled, and An smiled back.
An was tired. He took a deep breath and let out a little sigh. And when he did, his anger became smaller. An and his anger continued to breathe together. With each in-breath, An's anger got a little bit smaller, and with each out-breath, An felt a little better. An heard a gentle tapping on his bedroom door. It was Grandfather.
Grandfather and An sat together. I'm sorry I didn't listen, said An. I was really angry. I wanted to keep playing. Grandfather took An in his arms. Thank you for your kind words, he said. I sat with my anger like you asked, An said. But we didn't just sit. We danced and played too. Do you want to meet him? An looked up, but his anger was gone. Grandfather said, An, do you know what happened? I think I do, said Grandfather. You took good care of your anger and it went away. That's right, said An. How did you know? When I was a little boy, I met my anger too. Really? Was it because of blocks? No, laughed Grandfather. There were no blocks, just frogs, a lily pond, and a sun that wouldn't set. Come, let's eat dinner and I'll tell you my story. So you could see in the story, An's anger popped up, and instead of, he did like what many people do, like I myself. Have you ever caught yourself when you feel a really big emotion and it's almost like you can see your body doing it, or after it's happened, you're like, oh, did I just say those things? Because my emotions got so big. And this story taught us what, Miss Joy?
Sometimes it's important to breathe in and breathe out. And really focus on your emotions and what you're feeling and why.
Right. And to be careful with our words, because our words are
Powerful.
right. So whatever you decide to do with your emotions and however you decide to sit with them and feel them, whatever they may be, when they sneak up, when you feel them coming, find what is your healthy way to help you with your emotions, a way that won't hurt our dear friends around us with unkind words.
And it's okay if you do on accident and then you realize that after and you apologize or you come to terms with that, like I realized I was very angry and I shouldn't have said those things.
Mistakes are opportunities for learning and for growth. So we just wanted to remind you today that all of your feelings are a-okay, totally normal.
Come on, Cooper.
And it's okay to feel all the things. That's the beautiful gift of making us humans. Huh, Goopy. We can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.